Hello students, welcome to the last video of improvement in food resources, and here we are going to continue with the animal husbandry process, and particularly we'll focus on the fish culture and beekeeping. Okay, so let's begin. I'm going to share my screen. So the topics that we will cover include pisciculture, composite culture, polyculture, and beekeeping. Okay. So you people already know that fish is sorry, fish is a very cheap source of protein, and there are basically two types of fish, and there are finned fish, okay, which have fins, and there are shellfish, okay, like prawns are there, right? Prawns, mollusks, which are uh, soft bodied animals enclosed inside the shell. Okay, so these are the two types of fishes, and there are also two ways of obtaining the fish. Okay, one is from the natural resources like lakes, ponds, rivers, and this way of obtaining fish is known as capture fishing. Okay, and the other way is by fish farming with the help of boats and nets, and this is known as culture fishery. Okay, no, sorry, the capture fishing is by the way of boats and nets, and the fish farming is like the process of rearing the fishes, which is known as culture fishery. Okay, and there are two water sources also, right? The water source can be either the marine water source. So depending upon the water source, the fishes also are of two types. The marine water fishes are there, and the freshwater fishes are also there. There is also a place where the seawater gets mixed with the fresh water, and that water is known as brackish water. Okay, fishes, some of the fishes, they can be obtained from brackish water also. So let's continue with the marine fisheries, where we are just obtaining the seawater fishes. So popular marine fish varieties are pomfret, okay, mackerel, tuna, sardines, Bombay duck, and there are other varieties also. I'm going to show you the show you in the picture, and there are they can be caught by using fishing nets from the fishing boats, and we can also locate the large schools of fishes using satellites and eco sounders. Okay, now some marine fish of high economic value are also farmed in the seawater. Okay, they include finned fishes like mullets, betki, pearl spot, shellfish like prawns, mussels, oysters, as well as seaweed. Okay, then we will move on to the inland fisheries. Okay, in the inland fisheries, basically, here we are obtaining the fishes from the freshwater resources, freshwater and brackish water resources. Okay, so the brackish water, like I already said, it is where the uh, seawater gets mixed with the fresh water. Okay, and these places are basically known as estuaries. Okay, fishes can be obtained from here, but the yield is low. Okay, the yield is low. So what is done? We can do the fish culturing of these fishes. Okay, so one type of fish culturing is composite fish culture, and in such fish culture, both local and imported fish species are used in they are grown in the same pond. Okay, like this. Yeah. So here, catla, rohu, grass carp, mrigal, and common carps are grown in the same fish pond. Catla are surface feeders. Okay, rohu, middle zone feeders. Mrigal and common carps, they are bottom feeders. And grass carp, they feed on weeds. One such advantage of keeping these different types of fishes in the same pond, growing different types of fishes in the same pond, having different food habits, is that they will not compete for the resources. Okay, which is a very advantageous process. If the fishes start competing for the resources, which often happens, this can lead to the death of the fishes, and the yield will be very low. In this way, the yield is high, we are growing a different types of varieties also, and they are not competing for any kind of resources because they all have different feeding habits. So this is one example of composite fish culture. Okay, another system is uh, in the rice fields, the fishes, they can be grown. Okay, uh, in the rice fields, as you already know, there is a foot deep water. So in that foot deep water, the fishes can be kept. Okay, and they can be grown. So you are just killing, uh, two birds with one stone. You are growing rice and you are also culturing the fishes. So this type of fish culture system, the composite fish culture system, is very advantageous. Okay, it can also be known as polyculture. Okay, uh, polyculture. Polyculture and composite fish culture basically means the same thing. It Why it is advantageous, you can think, because we are saving the resources. Okay, and basically, multitasking, usually we people all want to multitask. Okay, so that in less time we can complete more work. So composite fish culture also is such a type of multitask. Okay, but the problem here is the lack of availability of the good quality seed. Okay, and even if we are bringing the fishes from the wild, there is a possibility that they can be mixed with different types of species. So what we can do, we can um, uh, farm them. Okay, we can grow them, and grow them in the fish culture systems. Okay, and in this way, it will make sure that the seed is of that particular of that particular fish. That means it is pure and it is of good quality. Okay, so there is a problem, but it can be solved. This example, it is of polyculture. So, in the same system, we are culturing many fishes, but they should have different feeding habits. Otherwise, they will compete for the resources and it will be of no use. This culturing system will be of no use. Then, here I have shown you some examples of freshwater fishes. Okay, like salmon, tuna, trout, mackerel, herring, sardine, anchovies. And in this picture, I have shown some marine water fishes, seawater fishes, like goby fish, anchovies, skate fish, anubis, eel, catfish, grouper, snapper. Uh, and here I have shown you uh, a picture of finned fishes together with the shelled fishes. Okay, so finned fishes, you can easily identify them, but the shellfishes are this one. Okay, this one. These are prawns. Okay, and yeah, this one also. There are mussels and there are pearl oysters. And these pearl oysters, they can be eaten also. The fish inside them can be eaten, and they can also be grown for pearls. So the pearls which are used in jewelry. Okay, so there are two things that can be used from the pearl oysters. So the one I have circled are the examples of the shellfish, and the ones I have not circled, they are the finned fishes. Okay, finned fish, which are the true fish. Okay, so let's move on with beekeeping, that is apiculture. Okay, now in the apiculture process, uh, you must already be aware why apiculture, it is important. Honey is a widely used substance. Okay, and together with the honey, we can also get bee wax from these hives. Okay, and it makes an additional source of income for the farmers. So apiculture is a very advantageous process. So honey, which has become an agricultural enterprise, and they are also a source of wax which is used in various medicinal preparations. Okay, this is one example of the hive. Okay, and the equipments which are needed. No, before equipment, I'm going to tell you about the level of the members of the beehive. There is a queen bee, okay, which is the largest bee. There are worker bees and there are drones. Okay, this is the lateral view of a queen bee. Queen bee is female. Worker bees also are females, but drones are males. Okay, and queen is the only fertile female, and worker bees all are infertile. So queen bee is only involved in laying the eggs. The drones, they are fertile males. Okay, and these are bees are basically colonial insects. Okay, they are gregarious. They like to keep in colonies, social. They are known as social insects, not colonial. Okay, they are social insects. So I'm going to show you the equipments which are needed for beekeeping. So first is the beehive. This is where the bees live. Okay, so it is a box kind of a structure. Next is a smoker. Now, it is very good to take the smoker with you when you are visiting the beehive, because it will keep the bees away from you and you will not get stung by them, which is obviously what we want. Then there is a hive tool. Okay. Now, hive tool is very good in scraping down the substance known as propolis. Okay, which is a glue-like substance which helps the bees to keep the hive together. Okay, so this is produced by bees only to glue the hive together. Okay, and if you want to scrape the products out of the beehive, then hive tool is very good. Then obviously you need a suit. This is a bee suit. Now you don't want to visit a beehive without a bee suit because you don't want to get stung, and most of all, you do not want to visit the hive without the gloves. Okay. And if you are putting your hand inside it, then this is what you need. And the boots also, you do not want to do it without the boots. Boots are also very important. And finally, the honey extractor. This is the equipment from where the honey is extracted. Okay. So let's move on to the more important thing, that is the variety of bees that we need for the successful production of honey and the bee wax. Okay. So the Indian bee, Indian variety of the bee is Apis cerana. Okay. And the rock bee is Apis dorsata. Okay. Which is the largest one you can see. And the Italian bee is Apis mellifera. Okay. Now, what is the use of Indian? What is the use of Italian bee when we have Indian variety and the rock bee also? The thing is that these Italian bee, they first of all give a good production of honey. Okay, there is a large production of honey by keeping the Italian bees, because they keep inside the hives only. They never escape the hives for long periods. They remain in the hives, and they do not sting also. So that is a very good thing, because this is what we want. If they are present for longer periods in the hive, then that means the honey production will definitely go up. Okay. And bees are very important for keeping, for the honey production, but also there are other things which are important. Okay. So there should be good pasturage. Okay. Now this is the place where the bees will go for the nectar and pollen grains. Okay. uh, they are basically, they help in pollination also. Okay, they are not only helpful in production of honey but also in pollination. So if there is good pasturage around the area, then successfully the honeybees also will work properly, and honey production can be done successfully. Okay, so these are some of the important points. Now we are going to start with the question. So first question is the same is the one where they're asking about the pasturage and how it is related to honey production. Okay, like I said, the pasturage is the place where the cattle, they go for feeding, like the grass fields. So for pasturage, they will go for nectar. Okay, it is important for nectar and pollen grains. If these two things cannot be done, honey production will not occur. Next question. Here we have to give two examples of shellfish. So I'm sure you can give other examples, but prawns, okay, and oysters are the two examples of shellfish. Okay, and you can give other examples. So, what is composite fish culture system? State one merit and one demerit of such a system. So, composite fish culture system is the one where we are growing more than two fishes in the same pond. Okay. Where more than two fish are grown in the same pond. Okay. And yes, so merit, yes, there are merits and there are demerits also. So, one merit is that uh, it is helpful in culturing variety of fishes, right? Variety of fish. Okay, and one demerit is also there. Not demerits, just the merit. Okay, one demerit is that uh, good quality seeds are difficult to obtain here by composite fish culture. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so Gopal, who was studying in class 9, thought a lot about what can be done to make his village prosperous. He suggested village panchayat to integrate farming with animal husbandry. He took sarpanch to government agencies for loan to buy modern agricultural equipment, providing safe storage space and buy cattle. He also made them agree to establish a biogas plant in the village. So, here are the questions. The first is, how do good animal husbandry practices benefit farmers? Okay. Write two advantages of having a biogas plant in the village. List any two qualities of Gopal that inspired him to work for the prosperity of the village. Okay. The answers we are going to write here. So, the first one is about the good animal husbandry practices benefit the farmer. Okay, so it can help them to have an additional income source, right? It will also ensure good quality of products from the animals. Okay, second question is, write two advantages of having a biogas plant in the village. So, the first advantage is it can be used as a source of fuel, right? And it is non polluting. So, there is no problem of pollution if it is used at a large scale in the village. Okay. Last one is about the values that are the qualities that are present in Gopal. Okay. So, according to me, Gopal is very dedicated. Okay, and he is empathetic also towards the betterment of the village. Okay, so Gopal is dedicated, intelligent, and he is hardworking also. Okay, I'm sure you can write other qualities you would have observed in him. Let's move on. Here we have to give some examples of popular marine fish varieties. So there are so many marine fish varieties. Like there is catfish, okay, and there is anabis. Okay, anabis is the scientific name. That's why I am underlining it. Then there is eel. Okay, eel, and yes, three examples are enough, and you can write more examples. Then choose the odd one out from mullets, bhetki, prawns, pearl spots. So out of the four options, four examples, prawns is the odd one out because mullets, bhetki, and pearl spots are examples of fin fishes. Okay, and prawns is an example of shellfish. Okay, so let's move on. Here you have to give two advantages of apiculture. Okay, so first advantage is the production of honey and bee wax. Okay, and the second advantage is that apiculture can also help in the process of pollination. Okay, when I say pollination, pollination means like if you want the pollination to be done of a particular variety of a flower, then it is very good. Then it is very advantageous. Okay. Then the next question is why fish culture is done with a combination of rice. Uh, this is because, like I said, because rice is grown in foot deep water. Okay, foot deep water. So, like I already said, you are killing two birds with one stone. Next question. State the reason of introducing Italian bee variety in bee farms. So, Italian bee variety gives higher yield of honey. That is why it is introduced in the bee farms. Okay. There are other reasons also. Like I said, they remain in the beehive for long periods, and they don't stung also. And yes, these are some of the reasons. I mean, sting, not stung. Which exotic variety of bees is used in apiaries to produce more honey? Yes, this is the Italian bee variety, right? Apis mellifera. And please underline when you're handwriting the scientific names. This is Italian bee. Okay, next question. Marine fish stocks are depleting day by day. Name the practice which helps in meeting the increasing demand. So, marine fish stocks which are depleting day by day can be recuperated with the help of aquaculture technique. Now, in the aquaculture technique, we are including the uh, fish culturing. Okay, that means the fin fish culturing. Okay, and also we are including the shellfish culturing. Okay, so we are not only culturing the fishes, we are also culturing the other aquatic animals. Okay, like shellfish, or you can include other examples. Okay, I'm sure you must have many, and this helps in meeting the increasing demand because we are not taking the fishes directly from their source. Okay, because of the increasing population, okay, increasing demands, we are growing them and growing them according to the specific needs of the population. Okay, and while we are taking the fishes, I mean, we are bringing the fishes directly from the sea. Okay, many times what happens is the fishes that we don't need also they come with them. Okay, so culturing is an advantageous process because we are culturing the fishes according to the need of the population. Then next question is, where can you do inland fisheries? Yes, so we can do inland fisheries in the in fresh water. in freshwater sources and brackish water sources. Like river, pond, lakes, etc. Okay, but you have to understand that brackish water yield of fishes, it is very low. So low in the sense there will be less variety of fishes that can be cultured in the brackish water. So next question is about the advantages of the fish farming. Okay, so fish is a very important source of protein. Okay, then fish farming can also help in an additional source of income for the farmers. Okay, and it can also help in tackling the problem of increasing demand. And you can add more advantages. Next question is, give an example of exotic and indigenous breeds of poultry. So I'm going to write exotic. I'm going to make two columns here, one for exotic and one for indigenous. Okay, so one exotic variety of poultry is a seal. No, sorry, leghorn. Okay, and indigenous is a seal. Okay, milk cattle is gir, and indigenous will be no, not the exotic one. So the exotic one will be which one to write? Karen Swiss, and indigenous is gir. B is Apis mellifera. Okay, exotic variety which is the Italian bee, and Apis serrana is the indigenous variety which is the Indian bee. Okay, okay. Here we have to differentiate between the inland fisheries and marine fisheries. So I'm going to make two columns, one for inland fisheries and one for marine fisheries. Okay, in inland fisheries, fresh water fishes are cultured here. Fish are cultured. Okay, in marine water, here marine water fish are cultured. And one difference you can give about the examples. Okay, like tuna, catla, right? No, 1 minute. Tuna, catla, rohu is there, etc. They are the examples. And here the examples will be of catfish, eel, anabas, etc. Okay. Differentiate between apiculture and aquaculture also. Apiculture and aquaculture. Okay. Apiculture, it is the practice of beekeeping, and aquaculture, on the other hand, it is the practice of culturing fish and other aquatic animals. Okay, there is no need to give examples because it is pretty clear, it is pretty obvious that in apiculture, bees will be cultured, uh, I mean, kept, and aquaculture, both, you know, marine water fish and freshwater fish can be cultured along with other shell water animals, and other animals can be cultured. Okay. Okay. Next question is, what is honey and what does the quality of honey depends upon? Honey is a sweet liquid rich in vitamins and minerals. It is a natural antibiotic also, and most of all, it is a sweet liquid produced by bees. Okay, produced by the bees. And what does the quality of honey depends upon? Quality of honey depends upon the variety of bee. Okay, either it is an exotic variety or an indigenous variety. Okay, and it also depends upon the pasturage, which is important for the nectar and pollination. Okay, so next question is about match the following. So fish farming, Catla, Rohu, Mrigal. Okay, and column B is bottom feeder, culture fishery, surface feeder, middle zone feeder. So Catla are surface feeder, right? Rohu is the middle zone feeder, and Mrigal is the bottom feeder. Fish farming is remaining, which can be matched to culture fishery. Okay, so with this, I'm going to end the video. I hope you liked it, guys. And if there are any questions, you can post them on the forum. I'll be very happy to answer them. Don't forget to watch some other video of my topic. And yes, thank you. Bye. Stay tuned for my next video.